optimizing workflows. Why am I even talking about that today? I'm talking about it because I am finding that having these conversations and then actually creating some standard operating procedures is fundamental to the efficiency and effectiveness of a team. And I think sometimes we think this is intuitive. I think we assume that communication and the flow of communications and the flow of how projects and priorities should be managed is very apparent and intuitive to our team. And I got to tell you the truth, it's actually not. We need to lay it out and actually have the conversation with the team and gain team input and then team alignment and then ensure the appropriate division of different roles and responsibilities and the accountabilities with that, so that actually projects and priorities do flow as smoothly as possible. Because even when we put this in place, there are going to be challenges that arise. But what this does is it allows us to have some standard operating procedures that allow us to tackle the business opportunity or project at hand and therefore do it as effectively as possible. So I thought I would share, I've actually just gone through this process with a couple of different companies where I am actually coaching the founder, helping them plan and build their team and their business. And at the same time, I am coaching their team members, both from a personal perspective, but then also from a optimizing their own performance and their accountabilities and roles and responsibilities within the organization, so that we're helping to ensure that we are not only talking about these operating procedures, but actually implementing them and then continuing to enhance and improve them as they are happening and we are leaning into them every single day. So, I thought I'd share, obviously, when we have these conversations, we need to understand the key ethos of the organization. So who we are, what our vision and mission is, what our goals are, what are key factors for success. I'm going to flip through this pretty quickly because it's confidential information, but obviously, what are the key values in an organization? And then what we do is we start to get into, what are some of the roles, responsibilities, structures, the actual workflows of the organizations. When should we meet? And where does all of this going to take us? And how are we actually then going to put all of this in place? In addition, we rip apart the financials and attach goals and objectives so that everyone has accountability, not only to a project and priority, but to an understanding of how this actually impacts the financials of the organization and how they contribute to that. So I'm sharing this, obviously this is confidential and it's very highly curated for every single organization, because no two organizations, even if you are in the same industry, no two people, two organizations, 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years are ever the same between organizations or even within organizations. So as a result, it's really important that we come to the table with a fresh perspective and create the communication flows, the workflows, the accountabilities, and the metrics and tools for managing. So literally creating the standard operating procedures so that everyone has alignment and awareness in order to ensure the efficient and effective operation of the company. And honestly, at the end of the day, this really impacts motivation and empowerment, because then we all know where we stand and what we're expected to do every day. And then this is where innovation truly comes alive, because then we see opportunities for enhancements and improvements in our area and in how we relate to others. And so in situations where we have put these practices into place, and it's very fluid, I don't want you to think, oh my gosh, is this an overwhelming process? We have a couple of planning sessions a year. Honestly, they are 1 to 2 hours at a time. And we are bringing in what we've been working with and the procedures that are in play, and then how we have adapted them. And then where do we want to go from here? What other adaptations do we want to make? And what we are finding is that it's causing significant personal and professional growth in these organizations. So we've literally seen companies go from low 6 figures to significant seven figures, so low, $300,000-$400,000 to several million in growth. In addition, their teams have gone from 2-3 players to 10 players, and then incremental players that are now being brought in to support either as freelancers, fractional support, you name it, to help grow the organization, but also in a way that is healthy for the organization and not burdening the organization. So these are all extremely healthy conversations to have, and I think they are highly tailored to the organizations I think that we're talking about. So highly tailored to the organization that we're working with at the time. And I think the benefit of having a business coach is that, honestly, if you have someone that's had multiple years of experience and exposure to a myriad of different industries, then we can work with you to create procedures and frameworks that are truly tailored to your organization, your lines of business, your vision, and your team. And I think that's fundamental to both your short-term success, your long-term success, and your own mental health and motivation to show up for work and be ready to seize the day every single day. So if you'd like to talk about this further, happy to engage. All the details are below.